photo, 3 possible dates, and a trip down the aisle you'll never forget. Yes, girls and boys, I'm talking here about Mamma Mia. Over 30 million people around the world have seen the show and have fallen in love with its characters and the show. And now you have the chance to do the same thing and fall in love, because I'm standing here in front of the Walton Arts Center where it's all happening. And tonight is the big opening night for Mamma Mia, and you will have the chance on 7 more occasions to see the show with a ticket price of $55 to $65 per ticket, which isn't quite cheap, but hey, it is the world's #1 show, so you better come here and check it out. Reporting for UTV, I'm Vlatka.
Wow.
2007 is the year of the pig, according to the Chinese calendar, and Chinese New Year is the longest and most important celebration in the Chinese calendar. I'm standing here at the banquet where all these people have gathered around to celebrate the New Year. And a little history, the Chinese New Year starts with the new moon on the first day of the New Year and ends on the full moon on the 15 days later. The first day of the Lunar New Year is the welcoming of the gods of the heavens and earth. And many people don't eat meat on the first day of the New Year because believe that this will ensure long and happy lives for them. In China, people may take weeks for holidays from work to prepare and celebrate this New Year. So anyways, I'm going to go now inside and have this wonderful meal and get a great start into the New Year. And as for you guys, well, as they say, Xin Ye Hao, or Happy Chinese New Year. Reporting for UETV, I'm Vlatka.
For the last year, gas has ranged from more than $3.20 a gallon to $2.06 a gallon around the area. Now, gas prices are fluctuating up and down, and I'm here to show you guys a really cool website called arkansasprices.com, where you can map gas prices and see the price charts of the cheapest gasoline for your car. You have a message forum, price charts, map gas prices, where you can put on the zip code and find the cheapest gas. Like for now, we have 183 in Hope, which is the cheapest in Arkansas, and right now the most expensive at 206 in Arkadelphia. So go ahead and check out the cool website. For UETV reporting, I'm Vlatka.
Well, it's a tough weekend for the Ladybacks. The Arkansas women's tennis team is facing their first SEC matches this weekend. The first one against number 16 Georgia, and the second one on Sunday against Tennessee. They're opening today against Georgia, which they are ranked number 16 in the country, so pretty strong. And Georgia or Florida have unofficially the highest chances of winning the SEC conference this year. They have a strong lineup with Frazier ranked number 11 in the country and playing first position for the Bulldogs. The Ladybacks, on the other hand, are currently ranked 48 and have a fairly young team consisting of 2 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 2 juniors, and they're coming off the closest match of the season, a 4-3 loss to BYU. Now, you should come and support them on Sunday against Tennessee. And admission to both matches is free. For more information on the Ladybacks or any other sports, well, go and visit theladybacks.com. Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka. Thanks, guys. Well, here I am celebrating the Holi, the Festival of Colors, but not in India, right here at the Greek Theatre. This festival marks the beginning of spring, where the community gets together to exchange colors, sing songs and eat and drink. Spring is colorful, and that's why they put colors on them. In case you didn't know, the Indian community is the largest international group on campus. All of the Indian festivals are held at the lunar calendar. So if you want to know when is the next international festival, well, check out the lunar calendar. Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka.
Mohammed Khaldi, a native of Morocco and the owner of the Fez Cafe, leans back in his chair as he blows smoke rings in the air. The smell of apple and blueberry tobacco inside the new open hookah bar is so thick you can almost taste it as it escapes from the tall water pipes on top of the nearly tables. Located on the corner of the bar-crowded Dixon Street and Thompson Avenue, the Fez Cafe attempts to seduce its clients with a taste of another world.
Well, we got Moroccan tea. It's a green tea with the mint, and got somebody bringing it from Morocco. Tastes very good, and we got a couple, different coffees, Turkish coffee.
Fayetteville is becoming more diverse because of the places such as the exotic cafe.
In Dixon, mostly it's bars and noisy places. It's a little, little hidden, and it's a lot calmer than bars. That's the whole point of having it here. So.
The flavored mixture, shisha, is tobacco combined with fruit or honey, And hookah itself, that originated from India and brought to the rest of the world through the Ottoman Empire, is so delicious on the senses that has none of the harm of a cigarette. The fest that opened just 2 weeks ago is providing an atmosphere which draws regular people and students who can relax and enjoy a small, cozy atmosphere that draws you away from all the busy lives and bars and makes you feel as if you're in another world. Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka.
Hey, this is Rivka from Mad Happy. We're from Brooklyn, New York.
Hi, my name is Jeppe. I'm in a band called Saraveland, and we're from Denmark.
We're Catfish Haven from Chicago, Illinois.
We're here at the Green Light Bulb tonight, and it's been a rock and roll show.
Forget Dixon Street and the bars. Fayetteville is rocking the house, literally. Few music lovers got together and they invite almost every weekend bands from all over the world to play at their houses.
There's not a ton of things happening in Fayetteville. If you don't want to watch, bands cover some classics, rock songs or something like that.
There wasn't really any places for people to play, and we had the opportunity to live in a house with a lot of space and a basement.
This Sunday, 5 great bands rock the Green Light Bulb House. Around 60 people showed at the small living room of the house to watch bands whose next stop is the South by Southwest Festival in Austin. The gig started off with the Brooklyn-based band Mad Happy, a mixture of hip-hop and electronic music.
When the kids rolling off the dock, I'm accused of murder, but
Followed by From Across the Ocean, the Scandinavian Saraveland, who were releasing the first album Private Cinema on May 15th. Catfish Haven from Chicago, who rocked so hard with their soul music and passionate singing that made the crowd jump around and the house shake. The last band that played into the early morning hours was the Arkansas-based indie rockers, the American Princess. Five bands, a long night just went to an end, but still, don't forget to rock. Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka. Focus, speed, competing and learning about winning and losing are just some of the things that the young riders out at the Walker Park racetrack already possess. Every Sunday, bike riders join together to compete at the fastest track in Arkansas, called the Speediest BMX Raceway Track at Walker Park in Fayetteville. The track opened in 2001 and James Stevenson took it over in 2003. The racing is not just for the kids, all ages are allowed.
You have to be an ABA member to actually race on our track. You just sign up. It's a $45 a year membership fee. That covers their insurance every time they race. Or if we have a sanctioned practice, it covers their insurance for that day too.
The races are part of the American Bicycle Association program, also known as the ABA. And throughout the year, riders across the nation compete for the most points and who will take the #1 plate and go to the national championship. There are several different districts in each state, with each one having its own riders that can compete for the #1 status. Of the 3 in Arkansas, riders have to go to at least 2 of them and qualify into the main event to make it to the final where they're crowned the state championship titles.
Last year, I think we took 16 state championships to this track.
Throughout the year, there are some special races and events held at the Speediest racetrack, with one of them being Race for Life, a leukemia donations race, and probably the biggest race event called the Red Light Cup, which will be held on June the 3rd with approximately 200 riders.
Everybody should come and check that out. It's going to be a blast.
Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka. Dead birds in the freezer together with your meats and veggies? No, not a joke. For Patrick Moore, a U of A biology student, that's reality. Every morning, Moore has to be somewhere in between middle of nowhere and Devil's Den by 5 in the morning to do his research on one-of-a-kind project connected through U of A with Arkansas State University, Jonesboro. He collects dead birds who are crashing into the towers to determine what kind of placement, hills, geographical location and lighting causes them to crash.
The study could show different methods of lighting and material and placement to put towers or buildings to keep birds from running into them and dying.
The researchers started this new project to determine how often, where birds crash, and if there is anything we can do to help them not to die prematurely. Moore, originally from Chicago, Illinois, is transferring to ASU only after 1 year in Fayetteville because University of Arkansas doesn't offer a solid wildlife program.
I'm a current student at the U of A, but I'm going back to ASU from where I came from last year because they don't have an ecology or a wildlife degree here, and it's all jumbled and messed up, and there's no room in classes, and I just never get to do any research projects, so it's all a big mess, and I just wonder where all the money's going.
Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka. It is getting warmer, warmer and warmer. You may not feel it right now, but your children and grandchildren will start to feel the effects that global warming has. Global warming may be the single largest threat to our planet. Our climate is changing, the Earth is warming up. But according to Dr. Walter Menger, a geologist at university, the humans are not the single source of the cause.
We're dealing with cycles of the Earth, Moon, Sun system, particularly the Earth and the Sun.
Without any human life on Earth, global warming would get worse, because it already has been warmer 120,000 years ago, but we could slow down the change by controlling emissions and the production of carbon dioxide.
We certainly could slow down that change by controlling greenhouse emissions. I mean, I believe that the production, particularly of carbon dioxide, is a problem, and there are related problems to that, but that certainly is the greatest one, and this could slow this progress down.
And how dangerous is the effect of global warming?
A 200-foot rise in sea level would be catastrophic. It would change the distribution of cultures and civilization on this earth as we know it.
If we don't lower our greenhouse emissions, few years from now, many coastal areas will be underwater, and life on Earth will be very difficult. Reporting for UATV, I'm Vlatka. It was a nightmare that shocked all of the America 35 years ago when a reporter in New York exposed the horrible abuse that went on in the Willowbrook State School for people with developmental disabilities. It was this exposed that led to the first protection law for people with disabilities and ultimately became the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. The ADA is the federal civil rights statute protecting the rights of people with disabilities. The Road to Freedom is a watch of the ADA and a year-long road trip across the country by bus, visiting all 50 states in more than 80 stops, promoting the ADA, making people aware of the people's movement that led to the passage of the ADA. One of the Road to Freedom bus stops was in Fayetteville, where Jim Ward, the founder and president of the ADAWatch.org and the Coalition for Disability Rights, came to bring awareness to this issue.
And we're here to remind Americans of the important people's movement that led to passage of the ADA. The ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, was not crafted by bureaucrats in Washington. It was a people's movement that led to the passage of this important historic law, which was the first civil rights law for people with disabilities in the world. Since that time, it has been so weakened, so narrowed by the courts, that we are calling on Congress to pass an ADA Restoration Act in order to cover people, to get the focus back on disability discrimination rather than about, are you deserving enough to be covered by this law?
The ADA has asked Congress to come forward with an ADA Restoration Act which will restore the civil rights protection that Congress intended to be in the law.
There's only one American dream. There's not two. Not one for some people and another for people with disabilities. There's only one American dream. And our job, the road to freedom, is to increase access to that one American dream so that people with disabilities and all Americans can have the housing, the jobs, the living in their community, the economic self-sufficiency that all of us as Americans strive for and deserve.
Reporting for UETV, I'm Vlatka. DPP Gallery, Fayetteville's newest art gallery, located just at the historic downtown square, is a place for contemporary art by emerging and established artists. All throughout February through March the 10th, the owner of the gallery, Dee Peters, is hosting the works of the young artist John Lee.
Oh, I love John's work. I saw his work in Memphis, and I'm a real fan of graffiti art. And I love the fact that he has an art education, so he actually knows how to paint. Not that there are graffiti artists that are really talented that don't get to go to school, but John was fortunate to go to art school, so he's got background in different mediums and materials.
John Lee, originally from Arkansas, who now lives and works in Memphis, Tennessee, was the first artist from out of the area to have an art exhibit in the Dee Peters Gallery. Lee graduated from Memphis College of Art, and since then he has been exhibiting his art in various galleries across the nation, trying to get as much exposure as necessary. His images, which are titled Works on Paper, are on full sheets of rag paper, approximately 41 by 29 inches in size. The material he uses are mostly traditional, including charcoal, china or India ink, chalk or wax.
Most of the tractors and animals and people. The people are usually people I know when I take snapshots, so they're all taken from snapshots. So it's kind of a unposed position, kind of a unexpected capture of motion and thought.
The gallery gets the wide collection of contemporary artists from all over the US, but is concentrating more on supporting regional and local artists. Reporting for UETV, I'm Vlatka.